Frank Martin, the man who went from being a Navy Special Forces commando to a freelance transporter, must have thought, why fight in war-torn countries when you can just transport stuff? It's like going from dodging bullets to dodging traffic with a side of suspense. And those 3 rules he lives by, never change the deal, no names, and never open the package, are like the golden rules of the courier world. You can just imagine Frank delivering a mysterious package saying, "I've got a parcel for, someone."
You're the smart one?
No, I'm the big one.
And then speeding off into the sunset, never looking back. Frank's life went from covert operations to conversion drops. If only he'd stuck with the Navy, he could have had a pension plan instead of high-speed pursuits. But hey, at least he gave us some unforgettable action movies and a unique set of career advice. When in doubt, transport it out. With that being said, now let's talk about Jason Statham's net worth. It's so high that even Scrooge McDuck might raise an eyebrow and say, now that's a vault worth diving into. I mean, $120 million and a $15 million salary per movie? He's practically the James Bond of action stars, except his gadgets are probably just really expensive cars. In recent Meg 2 paying Jason $20 million. And let's not forget his real estate investments. I hear he's the proud owner of a secret lair hidden in the Hollywood Hills where he practices his high-octane stunts. Rumor has it, it's equipped with a button that transforms the swimming pool into a racetrack for his sports cars. But you know, even with all that wealth, Jason Statham's movie choices are like a game of action hero bingo. Explosions? Check. Martial arts? Double check. The only thing missing is a cameo by a talking animal sidekick. Maybe that's his next big move in cinema. And as for the transporter, I bet even Frank Martin would struggle to deliver a package as valuable as Statham's career. It's like he started as a British diver, made a pit stop as a fashion model, and then decided, you know what, I think I'll just kick my way to stardom. Who needs an origin story when you've got moves like his? So in the end, while the timeline of his career might be as confusing as a Christopher Nolan film, one thing's for sure, Jason Statham is the action star we never knew we needed. And we'll keep watching his movies as long as he keeps defying gravity and logic. Now let's keep Swift focused on Jason Statham's cameo in Collateral, and leave Transporter fans with a few questions. Collateral is a neo-noir action thriller set in the span of a single night, starring Jamie Foxx as unsuspecting taxi driver Max DeRoche, and Tom Cruise in one of his most iconic roles as Vincent, a relentless hitman in need of a loyal ride around Los Angeles. The film is directed by Heat director Michael Mann, who led the film to a high critical and commercial success in 2004. Jason Statham starred in the original Transporter trilogy as the methodical Frank Martin, a freelance driver for hire who completes shady deliveries for questionable individuals. He strictly follows 3 adamant rules in all of his services. Never change the deal, no names, or any indication of who's involved in the job, and the most essential one, never open the package. Although he breaks his 3rd rule since the beginning of the first film when the package is a kidnapped woman, it's his meticulousness on the job, coupled with his almost supernatural driving and martial arts abilities, that make him the best and most efficient candidate for a transportation job. In the opening scene of Collateral, Tom Cruise's Vincent is seen walking in the crowd at an airport. Immediately after, Transporter Jason Statham appears to be walking somewhere nearby. The film isolates the 2 of them from the crowd to draw attention to what happens next. They bump into each other and excuse themselves a little too much. They then exchanged a knowing look before parting ways. Those who saw the first Transporter film 2 years before the release of Collateral immediately wondered if Statham was playing Frank Martin, delivering another package. However, that may not be the case. Jason Statham's Collateral cameo remains a mystery. The entirety of the Transporter took place in Nice, France. Frank Martin would be relocated to Miami only until the beginning of Transporter 2, which came out 1 year after the LA-based and Tom Cruise-led Collateral. Also, Frank only transports his deliveries by vehicle and avoids making any kind of contact with them, except if said package is a damsel in distress. The last exhibit against this theory is that Statham is only credited as Airport Man, which makes the connection even less likely. On the other hand, it could be argued that the payment for this particular job is high enough to make the trip from France to Los Angeles worth it. The bag that Vincent exchanges with Frank looks quite full, and Vincent later proves his negotiation skills with Max when he convinces him to be his personal driver. Both Frank and Vincent are similar enough to be part of a bigger criminal network, and Vincent's mission in LA to kill his employer's witnesses and prosecutor Annie seems a task worthy of hiring the best transporter in the world. Miami Vice reboot director Michael Mann left the meaning of the cameo up to the viewer's mind, and he has neither confirmed nor denied that Statham's role in Collateral is anything beyond just a nod to his previous character ever since the release of the film, so it's up to each viewer's individual headcanon to see it as such. Cameos like Jason Statham's in Collateral are rewarding for film lovers and fans of the movies they allude to. Characters unexpectedly appearing in different movies are nothing new, and nothing negative would come out of an increase in these kinds of nods to the audience, as long as they're able to understand and enjoy the movie as a whole without the need to know what every reference means. This particular example excels in leaving the viewer free to either see it as a Marvel-type reference that establishes an implicit cinematic universe, or to regard it as a fun detail to point out on a rewatch with friends. While nothing has been confirmed or denied about the Jason Statham cameo in Collateral, screenwriter Stuart Beattie says that the two movies are in the same universe. Therefore, Statham's airport man is technically the Transporter character Frank Martin. The screenwriter joked that studios probably would never admit it, but he believes that the airport man and Frank Martin are one and the same. During the podcast Collateral Confessions, Beattie was interviewed about the movie and asked about the Jason Statham cameo. He had this to say: "Absolutely Frank Martin of Transporter. I asked Jason about that. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, it's canon, same world." The studio will never admit to that, but in my head, absolutely it's him. Collateral isn't the only movie that Jason Statham's Frank Martin will appear in, according to the director of the first two Transporter movies, Louis Leterrier. As far as Leterrier is concerned, not only was it Frank Martin at the airport, but Frank Martin will show up again in other Michael Mann movies. In an interview, Leterrier said he'll just be a cameo in other people's movies, in Michael Mann's movies. So even though Michael Mann has said nothing about the Jason Statham cameo, most franchise fans agree that Frank Martin in Collateral is canon. And that's a wrap on the intriguing connection between Jason Statham's character Frank Martin from The Transporter and his cameo in Collateral. Whether you believe it's the same character or just a fun nod, it adds an extra layer of excitement for fans of both films. Thanks for joining us in this cinematic exploration. If you enjoyed this discussion and want to stay updated on more intriguing movie connections and interesting content, be sure to subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us, and we'll continue bringing you exciting insights from the world of entertainment. Stay tuned for more. Remember, in the world of movies, sometimes the most exciting adventures are the ones that happen between the scenes. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy movie watching!